Hello, Danny Gamble. Um, I'm going to do a little ode to Mr. Robot. You can find it on Amazon Prime. I know it's probably been around for a while, won awards and all that I hear, but personally, I only just binged watched it, and then the last. If you get my mouth to work here, been binge watching it the last week or so, and went through the 4 seasons that quickly because totally captivated. Incredibly well written, directed. Um, if people watch it, I think there will be times when you might want to have to. You'll see it building to a part you might not want to watch, so be ready to fast forward. I mean, they pushed all kinds of boundaries. Personally, I like that kind of stuff. Even though sometimes I'm like cringing myself and thinking, oh, geez, I wish I hadn't seen that. Do I want to go on and watch the next episode or whatever? And I always do because I'm brave enough to get to the end to see how it all comes together. And this show does not disappoint. It's it's not the same kind of show as Breaking Bad, which is all to do with drugs. This one's all to do with computers and hacking, and also to do with a human being that has multiple personalities going on, and how they try to exist with them. And I won't say anything more, but it's mind bending, which is also fun. Like you, if you're really into shows and you're really like a chess player, like I'm a chess player, like if you really look at you'll see some of it coming. Yes, you will, but it's like almost like a revelation. Oh shit! I think they're gonna, yeah, and it does, and then you feel good about yourself. It's like it's like the joke you kind of get just before the joke, so therefore it's even funnier to you. It's kind of like that if you're at a very high end. If you're not, I think you're going to be confused a lot. You're going to be like, what? I don't get it. And for those people, I'd say, like, you may not enjoy it. You may just switch to a different type of show, or give yourself a chance and watch that episode a second time, or go back a little bit in the episode apart, and try to absorb it, and then just let it flow over you, because the show brings stuff on later that makes sense of stuff from earlier. So it's like, they help you out actually to get there anyways. I will say the last season was, of the first three were fantastic, and even the last one's great. There was a couple times in the last one where, at the beginning of the last year, the fourth season, it was like a little bit, oh, they're going to do this again. I almost gave up on them. I'm glad I didn't, and I won't say what that was about, but if you watch the seasons, you'll know. There's the first couple episodes that it feels repetitive. I think it looks like they're heading down a repetitive alleyway, and they do for a little bit. I guess they wanted to get a whole season in, and they had to kind of come up and probably said to the writers, come on, find a way for us to carry this on, but keep the continuity. And so they did their best. I think it almost could have been wrapped up sooner, and maybe at least one episode totally not really necessary. But anyways, that said, they didn't elevate, but they didn't elevate because the first ones were great. They did take us in another direction towards the end, and I don't know if it was always planned that, or if they decided they were going to wrap the season up and let's see what we can do with this, and let's have for themselves, maybe let's have some fun with the writing and the acting, and let's just take it on a different plane, because it was definitely finished up differently than kind of how it had been developing. Although I'm sure someone's going to look at this, if they do look at this, and they'll say, "Oh, that's not true. This is exactly what we intended." But I don't know. Anyways, did I love it? Yes. Including the last season? Yes. Loved it very much. And yeah, I was like I said, when you binge watch seasons really fast, it's because you don't really want to try a movie or another show or another series. If you're like me, you get into something And it's like, oh well, okay, I tried a cartoon to distract me. I tried a movie to distract me. I got to get back to that. It's like a book. It's like that book where if you're not the type of person that ruins it for yourself by reading the last couple chapters and knowing the end of each, so then you can read it in peace because you know where it's going to go. I only done that once, and I really regretted it. I don't want to know where it's going. I don't like movies where it's a trilogy and you get the last one first. Well, I don't really care watching the first two because I know where it's going to end up. For me, my brain wants to anticipate where it's going, and right or wrong, be in that mindset of going for it and understanding it. And I got it right, or oh shit, I was wrong. I thought it was going to go this way or that way. Maybe this character dies, this one lives, and it turns out to be the opposite. Um, yeah. But Mr. Robot, wow, great acting. Really, really, really great acting. The lead was fantastic. His sister was fantastic. His girlfriend was fantastic. The bad the bad guys were fantastic. Slater was good. I'm not trying to. Probably sounds terrible. Hopefully he never sees this. I don't mean he was just good. He was great too, but he was always him. I always saw him. It was hard not to. From Robin Hood days onwards, he's done so many great movies, but he did a great job, and it's really good that he was there to contribute to this series. So fantastic. But it would have been nice to have, if they found someone just as fantastic as him in acting, but someone we didn't know, like we didn't really know the other people in this that well. None of them that well. I mean, maybe the one bad guy that was the Caucasian bad guy was someone I've seen before, but most of the other people I didn't recognize them at all. So it was like it worked for the like the newness of what was going on. But I really don't mean this Slater because he's fantastic. He's a fantastic actor, and he did do a fantastic job because you could tell he dove right in there and did it. I want to go back one, which was there's a scene of season 2, 3, whatever it was, maybe even 1. I don't know. It was a long time ago. A long time ago in my last 2 weeks, where the lead actor starts puking up the pills, but he then decides that he wants to be still high, and he rummages around and probably it was pea soup, but it looked like puke, right? He started putting them back in his mouth. I swear people look at Slater in that one. I honestly think he may have been acting, and if he is, fantastic. But I actually think he was just like, holy fuck, this guy will do anything to get his paycheck and be the lead. Like, it's just incredible. He looked like he was ready to throw up himself from what he was watching. So I thought that was acting fantastic, because they do things 4, 5, 6 times, 7 times, so probably was just acting. But there's something about it, that little scene where it's like, holy shit. And it felt to me, because now I'm using my own imagination, and this show's all about imagination, that he put more of, like, the lead was doing such an acting job. I think it raised his game and made him want to do such an acting job. And as the series progresses from there, more and more he becomes a dominant character in it. And in the first year or so, the first season or so, he was there. But he just seemed like it felt to me like he just dove in the deep end and just, I'm not going to be out acted. I'm going to, this guy's fantastic, and I'm going to do my best for this show too. It just felt that way, which is why, even though it was him, so it's hard to disassociate him with this dad role or ghost dad role. But no, everyone well casted. I'm not nobody, but I was impressed. It was really good, and Breaking Bad had an element, and Mr. Robot has an element too. They're not the same type of shows, but they both have a realism and an impact, and and Mr. Robot touches on a lot of the fake news and the computer generation and the hacking of the world and these all go and went into that, and obviously Breaking Bad went into drugs and the drug trade and all the problems in the world it causes. Very happy I watched it. Um, I'm sure it'll stay with me for a long time, if not forever. Although I'm getting older, so you get senile, you forget things. All the best to those actors. Hopefully you guys get other great shows, but wow, you knocked it out of the park on this one. You know, that's a good thing for us, the viewers. Danny Gamble. Cheer. Oh, what is this? November something 2020. During the crazy times, Trump still hasn't conceded. Conceded. He's conceded. Conceded. But yeah, all the best. Cheers.